Hello, my name is Em. Here are my hands. I am going to be doing a speed watercolor painting today of Anya from Spy Family. Anyway, this will be mainly a process video showing how I normally do my watercolor paintings, and I'll have these periods where I'll kind of discuss what I'm doing as well. Alright, let's start. Whenever I do any traditional art, I will start by creating the line art digitally, because digital is just my modus operandi at this time. After I finish doing the line art digitally, I then print it to do a transfer onto watercolor paper. There are a few ways to transfer drawings, but I do the cheapest and easiest method for myself. I will start by scribbling a lot of charcoal on the back of my printed line art, and then I usually use masking tape to tape my printed line art and my watercolor paper on a flat surface to keep it in place. Then I start lining over my printed line art with a pencil. What this does is transfers the charcoal I had scribbled before on top of my watercolor paper. When you trace over on top of charcoal, only the places where you had placed pressure will show up in charcoal form. If that makes sense. Sorry, I'm bad at explaining this stuff. This is why I'm showing it too. Anyway, as you can see, I take the printed paper off and you can see remnants of the charcoal I had traced before. I usually clean up the transferred line art by retracing the lines again in pencil and picking up any excess charcoal with a kneaded eraser. This is mainly because if I leave the charcoal on the watercolor paper, it will get really messy when I actually start painting with watercolor. I also use the kneaded eraser to make my pencil lines less prominent so the pencil does not show through once I finish the painting. Anyway, after this, it's painting time. I have my own way of painting with watercolor. I don't know if it's like the correct way, but what I do is basically I paint by layers. I always make the first layer I paint super light to get some basic color in. Later I will add in the shadows, but right now I usually focus on getting some basic colors onto my paper. I also really like using watercolor pencils a lot. If you haven't used these, they are a gift from the gods or something, I don't know. What you basically do is color in any surface area with the pencil, and then once you add water onto the color, it then turns into a watercolor looking thing. It's basically sorcery to me. From here on, it's mainly normal painting stuff, just layering more color on top to create more value and depth in the painting, and adding more color overall. I am also adding a simple background this time to complement the very cute Anya. I am someone who can't operate without an outline, or I feel like my artwork needs outline at least. I know that's not for everyone, but I find that this works for my art at least. I like adding colored outline with my colored pens here. I also use a white gel pen to add any whites back onto my pieces, like making the eyes look shinier and stuff like that. Sometimes I will also use normal colored pencils to add more shadows or other extra color, like Anya's cheek blush. And to finish off this piece, I decided to mat it onto a board. I don't always mat my work, but this one is going to be in an art show, so I wanted to make it look presentable for a potential buyer. And with that, this Anya piece is complete. My work process is very simple and not the ideal way to use watercolor, I feel, but I managed to find a process that works for me. So that's all that really matters, I guess. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Please feel free to like, share, comment. I would really appreciate it, and look forward to more progress videos of my traditional art in the future. Bye!